Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Transform My Space with Mav Construction. So you've recently bought some land and you're excited to build your dream home, but then you're asking yourself the question of what are the steps that you need to follow to build your dream home? What's next? In this episode, we're going to answer all of that. If you love this type of content, do hit subscribe, share the video, like, and do comment. Keen to hear the thoughts. Enjoy. So the first thing you gotta do once you've got your land purchased and you are officially registered as the owner of the property, you've got the title deed in your hand, you've got to set up your team of the 3 competent persons, which are quite key. A lot of companies will give you all these 3 all together, but you're gonna need an architect, you're gonna need an engineer, and a builder. Some people would set up the architect sessions, up front without the builder, but I advise you have all 3 working together in the design phase very early on. Be very clear about what it is you're looking to optimize for. Some people are looking to optimize for cost in their design. Some people just want space. Some people want to make sure that there's views, etc. So be clear there. So set up your team of 3. Make sure that they're a good team that gel together and can actually work with you. The second step is going to be quite key from an architectural perspective. You're gonna need to have approved plans. Now, plans need to be approved by numerous, organizations and councils. One is you need to take that plan through your local council or your municipality in the area, and it needs to be approved by that council. So very, very important that you get your architect to get your drawings in place and have them approved. The second approval that might be applying to you if you're staying in an estate is approval from your homeowners association. Your estate needs to be comfortable that what you've designed is actually in line with the standards that have been, put in place for that estate. Then the third piece, and some people often forget this piece or leave it out, is you need to use your plans and drawings to actually enroll your property or your home with the NHBRC. It is very, very important that at least 2 weeks before you start any building that you have your property enrolled with the NHBRC, and there you will receive an enrollment certificate from NHBRC. So yeah, that's your second step. In summary, get your drawings, get them approved through your local council, get them approved by homeowners association if you're staying in an estate, and lastly, get your enrollment with NHBRC. So now you have all the paperwork in place, you have all the approvals that you require. The next thing you gotta then do is your site preparation. Now, site preparation involves cleaning and leveling your site. So that's the first thing. It's typically done using a TLB, which will come and check that your site is sitting nice and level and clean it out. And I think as part of that, you also set up some temporary structure. You might have maybe a little toilet that you're going to rent out for the builders to use in the next couple of months. You might need a storage. People will set up a little hut where you're going to store tools and building materials, and just set up the site generally. And with that also may come some treatment of pesticides such as termites. So treat your site for termites, and yeah, that's it. Set up your site. The next step is to start building your foundation. Now you're going to dig out the trenches. Some people will dig manually, and that's if you've not got a very big house you're building. But in some cases, particularly with large scale property, people will use TLBs to dig out their trenches. So you start digging out your trenches to build your foundation. The key thing is that the foundation is quite an important milestone. You dig out the trenches. Based on your understanding of the soil type, you've got to then ensure that your engineer has in place the suitable foundation for that soil type. And so your foundation is then, I guess, built at the back of laying out your trenches, putting in the reinforcement steel, and then covering that up with your concrete. Very important that before you pour any concrete on your foundation, your engineer must sign off, but also you will have an inspector from the NHBRC coming through to inspect and ensure that all is in order before any concrete is poured. So your steel reinforcement is key, not only for your trenches, but also for your surface bed before you pour the concrete at the top. So that's your next step, building your foundation. Once your foundation is built, you then start raising your walls. And I guess this is the exciting part, because the dream that you have starts to then take shape. We then start building the walls up to the waist level. And you see some doors trying to start coming into play and being placed into position. Some people will take step 1 building to the window level, and then step 2 building all the way to roof level. So you start building in your walls, ensure that you have your lintels put in place, ensure that you have your brick force, etc. Lots of brickwork in this stage. Once this is done, your next milestone is doing the roof. A roof may be done on site by your builder. You just buy some timber, have a bit of a design, and the builder can actually compile the trusses. Alternatively, you can have it designed, custom designed to fit your specifications. Some companies will deliver the trusses ready-made with the certificate. Makes it a lot easier with that option. But then you can start positioning your trusses, and once your trusses are in place, lay them on top with the suitable concrete tiles to form your roof. Now, once your roof is in place, you can then start doing some plaster work, and that works very well with fitting in your windows and some of the internal doors. So that comes with the plaster work. But before you also plaster, you got to ensure that all your plumbing pipes are actually in place on the walls where they are meant to run. You do not want to be damaging your plastering, trying to fit in some pipes. So make sure that your plumbing and piping for electrical is in place before you start any plastering. Now the last step will be your finishes. Finishes include the screening of the floors, placement of the tiles, bringing the ceilings, bringing in the paint to give it that final feel and touch all around the house, connecting all your taps in terms of the plumbing, and getting your house to actually generate and show its personality in terms of the dream you're hoping to then achieve. Before you move into the house, again, a lot of checks needs to be in place. You need to make sure that you have your NHBRC certificate giving you a green light in terms of the house having built according to standards. You're gonna need an occupation certificate from your local council, and from that they're gonna have to see your certificate of compliance, known as COC, from an electrical perspective, to ensure and provide evidence that your electrical connections are connected by a professional who is qualified and able to do the job. So these are some of the documentation that you need to have in place before moving into your house. So yeah, there you have it. Very simple steps to follow. All the best. Again, if you love this content, do hit like, subscribe, do comment, share the video. Really keen to hear what you have to